Hey everyone, Brian Zane here. Tragic news has just filled the wrestling world. Wednesday night, it's been reported that Joanie Laurer, aka Chyna, has died. She was 45 years old. It was reported, it's been confirmed by her manager. It's all over the internet now. Chyna has passed away. Obviously, I've just now heard about this. It's just been reported, and so no script obviously for this. So it's all kind of free association. There's so much you can say about Chyna and what she accomplished in professional wrestling. You can say what you want about, her appearance or what she did after wrestling or, her work rate in the ring. You can say what you will about those things, but you cannot deny that Chyna was a huge star during the Attitude Era, one of the biggest stars in wrestling during that time period. And I would have to say, given the time period she worked in, just strictly speaking Attitude Era stuff, I'd say she was a bigger female star than Lita and Trish Stratus at that time period. I think she was I would think she's very influential for what she accomplished and what happened in her career. Being the first female Intercontinental Champion, the only female Intercontinental Champion, the first female to be in the Royal Rumble. And for a brief moment in '99, the rumor is she was going to win the WWF Championship. That's when, in the summer of '99, when it was Mankind and Chyna and Triple H and Steve Austin all kind of embroiled in the title picture around that time period. It's because Chyna was maybe going to be the champion. If what you've read in the rumors is to be believed. So she was that big a deal. They were that confident for a brief period, for some brief moment in time, to put the title on her. So that speaks to her popularity and what they could have done then. Chyna's story is very tragic. I mean, if you followed her career over the last several years, she's been kind of on a constant downward spiral ever since leaving WWF in terms of drugs and substance abuse and stuff like that. It's really interesting. She was supposed to do a signing at WrestleCon at WrestleMania weekend, but she no-showed it. And from the reports I read, it was something tied along with that. She was very kind of out of it, allegedly, when she was on the phone with the organizers of the event. So, that was just kind of the latest in that. It is very sad when you see how it all went down. I think, it's difficult to see her at the end of her time in WWF when you know what's happening behind the scenes and that her relationship with Triple H had ended and Triple H was with Stephanie, and it almost seemed like they were almost actively trying to push her out, and the storylines they were giving her and what they were doing with her that she might not have wanted to do, the whole working with women thing, which she felt she didn't really want to do, among other storylines she was involved in. So it's just kind of it's sad to see what could have been with Chyna in her time there. It's unfortunate that these interpersonal things that happened backstage led to what was this downward spiral that ultimately ended her life. The debate about Chyna in the Hall of Fame has come up a lot in the months and the years before her death, and I think it's going to come up a lot more now. I think that there are a lot of bad double standards in WWE when it comes to the criteria for, what makes this person eligible for Hall of Fame. And Triple H has said, he's gone on the record saying, well, I don't want Chyna in the Hall of Fame because I don't want my kids to Google her and find out she did porn, which is a ridiculous double standard where you consider Sunny is still in the Hall of Fame and she has done porn and they haven't got rid of her. They haven't scrubbed her yet. So it's just a weird double standard. And I don't know if the relationship between Triple H and Chyna and Stephanie and that whole thing, I don't know how much that plays into it. I have a feeling it does. I don't want to be that pessimistic, but I think that's the case. So whether or not they'll give her a posthumous induction in the year or years to come, I don't know. I do think she deserves it for her accomplishments and what she did in wrestling. Again, I mean, you cannot deny what she brought to the table during the Attitude Era. It was something that WCW certainly didn't have, to the point where they literally made a Chyna ripoff. They had Asia in WCW as this buff blonde lady to try and counteract what they were doing with Chyna. So that tells you how important she was when other companies felt the need to make a clone, make a copy of her, instead of the other way around. That's pretty amazing. For lack of a better term, Chyna's death is a very sobering moment in wrestling news right now. I think when you consider how much upside, in my opinion, that she had in her prime in the WWF, it is too bad that she was kind of cast off the way she was, and she was never She's never been given her due. I mean, she's the unsung hero of the Attitude Era. She's not in the documentaries, really. She's not featured in much of a capacity in the retrospectives. She's not officially part of DX, if the documentaries are to be believed. And it's just sad that she never got the help she clearly needed. There's visual evidence and anecdotal evidence of all the times she really needed help. It's just a shame she never seemed to get it. Or she never was able to retain the lessons learned from the help she got. It's just sad to see anyone in the wrestling business die that young. It really sucks, and that's really the most eloquent thing I can say about it. So if you'd like, please leave your thoughts and your comments and your memories of Chyna down in the comments section below. Talk about her legacy, her impact on the business. Do you think she belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame? Do you think she'll get there eventually? Let me know. And please keep the friends and family of Joanie Laurer in your thoughts and your prayers, what have you, during this tragic moment. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.